How's everyone? I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to check, that our friend Burpee Reaper, the champ, it is what it is, um, might be up and live as well. Let's find out. I know he said he was going to do it. I think it was one. Maybe it was one his time. So, it's Friday. You made it through the week. If that's your thing, if you're keeping track of time, I don't. Not really. Um, as I'm not like fully in the workforce where I need to. My Wednesdays are very similar to my Sundays. Let's see, Anna Greek, how are you, my friend? And Jace, we get a poop howdy, brother. Poop howdy to you. Poop howdy to everyone. I hope everyone has a poop howdy weekend. Let's see. So, um, our friend Maja, Mayhem and Miracles, is up live stream right now. I was visiting for a bit. If you guys are interested in growing your channel, getting the subscribers, this is the place to do it. Not just subscribers. I shouldn't say getting subscribers or gaining subscribers, because you don't gain subscribers, you gain community, you gain friends, you gain supporters, and people that you can support. And I certainly have from Maja quite a bit. As well, sometimes just getting plain lucky. Eric Lapointe stumbled upon my live stream. And look what a valuable friend he's been. All right, I'm bringing up my desktop. Easy to read. Laradox says, hi, Laradox, how are you? Answer Greek says, my life was not very lucky until now. I don't want to repeat it. Buddha said that he would not be reborn. He achieved to exit the circle. How can we do that? Depends on your belief system. Of course, even if we are reborn in life, it doesn't mean we're going to repeat this life. How are you living this life, Anti-Greek? If you believe in the cycle of birth and rebirth, if we believe in reincarnation, then how we live this life is going to be a direct reflection of the next life. If we are living a virtuous life, if we are living a life of service, then we are reborn in a better life under auspicious circumstances. If you are exposed to the teachings of Buddha, as obviously you are, if you're exposed to the teachings of yoga and you practice them sincerely, Course in Miracles says that it will, and they're not a proponent of reincarnation, but they do hint at it sometimes, that studying and practicing A Course in Miracles will take 1,000 lifetimes off of the slate. So we think of reincarnation or rebirth as, and it's a slight difference, as the burning of karma that we've accumulated from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. What is the, and this could be good karma or bad karma. However, if you are practicing putting out good karma, well, then again, you are creating an auspicious life for the next one. But not even that. You are creating an auspicious life now. You are better. We really can't burn karma. Karma simply means action. It's not punishment. It's not retribution. Um, it is, Jay says, always improve. And in Greek says, bad country I live in, toxic society, no friends, hardships. Hey, I'm glad you made your way here, because I certainly consider you a friend. I know an online friend, but a friend nonetheless. If you practice karma yoga, according to the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna offers 4 types of yoga, one of which is karma yoga. Karma, again, means action. It's motion. But the trick to living a life outside the realm of karma is, because anytime you act, good or bad, you're creating karma. But when you surrender your actions to God or Buddha consciousness, Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness, to life, meaning you do it for the sake of doing it, and you leave the results up to life, up to the universe. So you're only practicing for the sake of practicing. You're only doing a good deed for the sake of doing a good deed, not because you're expecting karmic reward. You're only helping someone because you love helping someone. Now you're surrendering karma. You're absolutely surrendering karma. You're living outside the realm of karma. Now, A Course in Miracles takes it one step farther. Practice forgiveness. And the forgiveness isn't the type of forgiveness where we say, I forgive you because I forgive you even though you did. Asia says, howdy. Howdy, Asia. It has nothing to do with forgiving anyone else. In the mercy of Brahma. I love that statement. To the grace of Brahma. Odom, how are you? Forgiveness is between you and you. It's between you and God. When you see the world, when you see everyone acting out their karma, good and bad, when you see everyone caught in their own mental landscape and projecting it out there, and that there's only 2 things that can go on in the mind, 2 thought systems. One thought system is fear, manifested in so many different ways. It's manifested in guilt, in grievances, in resentments, in pettiness, in selfishness. All that is based upon fear. And it's the fear that we are small, separate, insignificant specks within the universe. The other thought system is love. Infinite love, unconditional love. Not the type of love that says, I love you because. It just says, I love you. I love you. So we forgive knowing that everyone is projecting their fear. And they don't even realize they have a choice. That's what we're forgiving. We are forgiving the world for believing that it's small. So we go through life, forgiving and forgiving and forgiving. And as we forgive, we find in the void that we created, it is filled with the infinite love of which we are. We start doing loving acts continuously, spontaneously, because that's who we are. Through that forgiveness, we've erased our karma. And at the very least, we've created a happier place for ourselves and for other people. So, sorry. Forgive to forget. Even more so, forgive to remember. To remember that everyone's in their own stuff. Everyone is in their own stuff. And they don't realize it. And they don't realize that they're projecting that stuff and creating the world that we see. Do you know, we have the resources to feed every single starving child in the world. But every night we go to bed believing that we can't make a difference. Believing that it's impossible, that we're not going to feed everyone. If we didn't have that thought, if we woke up in the morning in the absence of that thought, if we remembered, we can feed everyone. We can help everyone. We can love everyone. If we remembered that, fear would be impossible. There's a lesson in the Course in Miracles that said, if you knew who walked beside you at all times, fear itself would be impossible. And who walks beside you is, I say God, but you can replace God with Brahma, and I love the term Brahma, or the Tao, or Krishna, or Jesus, or whichever. Odom says he's good. How are you? I'm doing good, Odom. I bet you're looking forward to the weekend. How's the weather for you? Anna Greek says, have you visited the Buddhist monasteries in the Himalayas? Some people say Himalayas, some say Himalayas. Himalayas. I always say Himalayas. I haven't. I have not. At one point in my life, I considered joining a monastery, but it was in California, and it was through the Self-Realization Fellowship, as taught by Paramahansa Yogananda, who wrote the wonderful book, Autobiography of a Yogi, that showed me what yoga really was about. And I also thought about a Buddhist monastery in Thailand, but I didn't give it too much serious thought. Let's see. Anna Greek says, I don't like Christianity. You know what? I don't like Christianity much either. I love Jesus. And I feel that my relationship with Jesus has only deepened over the course of time. I think Christianity would be wonderful if it was lived and taught by the manner in which Jesus lived his life. But instead, we've turned Jesus's teachings over to a church who tell us how they think, and it's all about the church. It's all about power. If we were seriously practicing Christianity as a people, as a nation, then there would be no starving children. How could there be? Because we have been given explicit instructions on how to go through life. We feed the hungry. We clothe the clothesless. We home those without shelter. We welcome the other, strangers. Sabine says, hello, Yogi Eric. Hello, Sabine. How are you? Sabine says, hi, everyone in the chat. Man, Anti-Greek has me going off on a tangent. Got it. Which I appreciate, because I could talk about this stuff for an entire live stream. As a matter of fact, this and burpees, the main reason I started doing live streams was to talk about this kind of stuff. However, you always go where the conversation goes. You always go with what's presented to you. Some of my good friends here, some of our good friends here, William H., how are you, my friend? Are directly responsible for helping to deepen my relationship with Jesus. Odom being one, seeing his inspiration, seeing his deep faith, and what a good man that he is. Walking with Goldie, her deep commitment to her faith and how she lives her life, surrendering everything to the hands of God. That's karma yoga, surrendering to God. I don't always agree with our friend Laradox, but I certainly appreciate his passion for his beliefs. Not many people realize that A Course in Miracles is considered, by those who practice Course in Miracles, the continuation of the teachings of Jesus, that it was received from the voice of Jesus, direct revelations to Helen Suchman. Anna Greek says, is it true that Jesus visited the East before his appearance? Many people believe so. I first read about that in Autobiography of a Yogi. And as a matter of fact, I showed this the other day. My little, give me a second, guys. This is the lineage. Probably won't be able to see the whole thing. The lineage of the Self-Realization Fellowship, Kriya Yoga, a very deep, deep practice of yoga. And it has Jesus and Krishna as the main figures, and it has Sai Baba, who is the immortal saint of yoga, Sri Yukteswar, Paramahansa Yogananda, Sri Laxter, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, which you guys know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Let's see. They all believe that, and there's supposedly records that Jesus did visit the Far East. He was certainly familiar with the teachings of the Buddha as well as teaching of the yogic masters. William says, hello, Sabine. Our friend Wolf is here. Wolf says, hi, Yogi, Jace, Laradox, Odom, Auntie, and of course, Miss Sabine. How's everything there, Wolf? William says, it is presumed that he was in the East, but it is equally believed that he was living his life obligations within where he was. Some also believe that he is buried, that he survived the crucifixion and continued to teach, married and has kids, and he was buried somewhere in Great Britain. So he says, hello to William. We say as today, quite a few live streams. Yep, I saw Sabine over at Mayhem and Miracles. Jesse Pinkman says, hello. Hello, Jesse. William says hello to Wolf. The Brahmanic religion is more ancient. It is. And you know what? Yoga even predates the Brahmanic religions. As a matter of fact, yoga really stems from shamanism. Timo's here. Timo, how are you? Timo says hello to everyone. Wolf says, it is believed that during the 3 days Jesus was in the grave, he visited all people of the world, not Jewish. Nice. I hadn't heard that before, but again, it sounds plausible. And Enrique says hi to all. The thing is, almost all of it is theory, but the reality of Jesus is in our heart. And if we listen to our heart, and in yogic traditions, it's the heart center that is the intelligence of the body. We learn to listen to the heart, then the mystic Jesus, the Jesus that resides within all of us, leads the way. If we don't have a affinity towards Jesus, then we rely on Krishna consciousness, our Buddha consciousness. Roy says, I was trying to study the Bible. I missed the entirety of Masha's live stream. Forgive me. Hey, you were doing what you were called to do, William. William, I don't know why, I just picture you as someone that might really take to A Course in Miracles. Because again, it's Christian in language. It is thought to be a continuation of the teachings of Jesus. And it is all about turning inwards to forgive what's going on inside so that we can project, extend love to help create a better world. Anna Greek says, are there still Indian shamans in the USA? There are. There are, in South America especially so. Optimov says, hello to Wolf. It was a little bit late in the stream. You guys are always on time. Whenever you show up is the perfect time. Jesse says, oldest religions are Buddhism and Judaism. Not necessarily so. Buddhism's only 500 years older than Christianity. And Hinduism predates both by quite a bit. As a matter of fact, Buddha was a Hindu prince. But predating that comes yoga, and predating yoga comes shamanism, the original religion, unless you consider religion to be organized, in which case shamanism, as well as yoga, and as well as original, even Judaism, in essence, sprung from shamanism. All of them did originally. Let's see. Sabine says, yes, we were at Masha's, UK Medic, Kendra, and so on, sporting like we always do, which is much appreciated. For one, I love seeing you at all those different places. And for two, that support may come back to you 1,000%, my friends. Anna Greek says, it is told that they can help people because they connect to the spiritual realm. Even more importantly, though, is if they show you how to connect, or that we are always connected, never separate. Let's see. Jesse says, no, Hinduism. What do you mean, Jesse? William says he's doing well. Says he saw you in Medics. We get the link for Anna Greek dropped. Thank you for that, Timo. Why was I not subscribed to Anna Greek? He's been a good friend. I apologize. Anthony Greek says, once I met Heart of Gold, online shaman, and he knew all my life without telling me. Wow. Not surprising. In Hinduism as well as yoga, they say it's the Akashic records, the intelligent system of the universe that we can tap into anytime. That's the whole basis for Vedic astrology. They say if you go to an actual Vedic astrologer and you walk into their store, their shop, their whatever place they will have your chart already laid out. Because it's not that they knew you were coming, but they saw a long time ago in the chart that this was the auspicious occasion that you would be coming in. Let's see. Wolf says, if we accept that Jesus was the physical manifestation of God, then it would apply that he would have knowledge of all religions. I agree. This would be true. You can't put a limit on an unlimited source. When many people, thinking in terms of Christianity, and they think, well, Jesus was a Christian. Jesus was not a Christian. Jesus, at the height of who he was, transcended every concept and label. Oh, Jainism, Jainism, Jainism. I believe that might have come I think it came around the same time as Buddhism. It's a beautiful religion. My I did a online yogic philosophy practice certification, very intense certification, um, and they were Jains. When taken to the extreme, they take the yogic yama, the first one of ahimsa, which is non-harming, to the extreme, even wearing masks so that they don't breathe in bugs. They sweep the floor in front of them. One says, it is said that we are known for our fruits. I have no fruits to speak of, but I have believed, I have been in faith. You have more fruits than you think. That's a very Bhagavad Gita saying. It's a very yogic saying, which is why, and we were talking about this with Anti-Greek, that Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita that you are entitled to the fruits of your action, but not for the results, not for the fruition itself. You are entitled to your actions, but not the fruition of the action. And that's the key for karma yoga. That's the key of transcending karma itself. You do it for the sake of doing it, surrendering it all to God. But when you think of William, you come in here and you could just sit back and listen. But you participate, that creates karma. Not only do you participate, you help people. You always have a kind word to say to someone. You are always, you meet people here and you befriend them and you go to their channels and you support them. That is a lot of fruit to your actions, my friend. And you never ask for anything in return. Or if you do, and occasionally you do, and it's always for someone else. And you always say, will you support this person? Will you support my friend? Never, ever have I heard you ask for anything for yourself that wasn't connected to helping someone else. Jay says, how old is man compared to religion? Man, that's a good question. But ancient. Shamanism and then yoga was simply people with questions who sat and listened and then shared what they heard. And then on it went, and eventually someone said, hey, let's get organized. Let's get organized. Let's build a building and tell other people what to do. This is why I have such a love for shamanism. And the Greek says there are yogis that can read the thought. Yep, all that is outlined in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. Through meditation, the practice of yoga. And remember, meditation and yoga is the same exact thing. It's the whole path. Leads to what's called siddhis, S-I-D-D-H-I. And the siddhis are, they're not magical powers. They are the outcropping of the practice of yoga. I don't have siddhis. I have had experiences of intuiting someone's thoughts. And I've had that happen to me by people who are much, much deeper meditators than I am. I've had that happen with our friend Jace. We've been synced, aligned from a great distance away. That's why I say Jace is a natural yogi. Jace says, greetings all, just back from a Xena walk. Nice. Poor man's here. Poor man, how's the training? You recovered from your big, what was it, 3-hour session? All right, let me catch up here. Abbas here says, sorry, did I yell? What's up, Yogi Man? Abbas, my friend, how are you? This is what came first, man or religion? Now there's a question. I'm gonna, of course, everything's just a guess. It's just man existing and then wondering. There can't be a religion without a thought. And in our original state, we're thoughtless. We're just experiencers without having the need to label. And then along came the birth of the ego, and the ego is just the thought of I am, but it's not the I am itself. Anna Greek says, what's your opinion on tarot witches? It's another way of people communicating with the divine through their understanding. Tarot cards is simply tools. I have a couple friends, including Empress of the New Earth is a tarot card reader, as well as Mocha. And Mocha has lightly practiced Wicca. Timo says, already subbed, let's go to grow together. Definitely let's grow together. Speaking of which, guys, if you can watch some playlist or a video for Optimob, as we're getting so close to that last stage of monetizing the channel. And this is a channel that deserves to be monetized because it's so full of beauty. It's a channel of passion. They love what they're doing. Man, they love their drives through the mountains. They love their walks with backs. They love their adopted home country. And it shows in everything they do. And Timo is a stickler for editorial detail. So you won't be disappointed. The more you help, the more he can do, the more he'll put out. So let's pull it in, guys. You know, what is it? One for all for one? That's how it goes. Wolf says, Jace, hopefully Zeno enjoyed the walk. Abbas says, let's see. Jace, obviously, according to the doctrine of Abrahamic religions, religion came first. According to atheists, man came first, obviously. Well, was it a religion before it became organized? We could say what came first was love, and then everything followed from there. And the ego came from trying to organize love, to qualify it, quantify it. Let's see. Wolf says, William, you do have fruits. Even the kindness you show to others produces fruits without you realizing. Absolutely, Wolf. Well said. William says, welcome back to Abbas. Let's see. Siddhi is a Sanskrit Hindi word meaning knowledge, accomplishment, attainment, or success. Yep, which is basically what I said. It is considered powers developed through the mind of yoga, the practice of yoga and meditation. Outlined in detail in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Jay says, often it happens. It does. And it's always such a great feeling when it does. Jesse says, religion is my opinion, set of moral principles which arise from mind and intelligence of a human being. I would agree. I would agree with that. You know, again, it's things that we've organized, but the word itself, by word I mean the word of God, the mystery of God, is without religion. And nor does it need one. Sorry, guys, I fell behind. Let's see. Abbas says, what do you mean when you say that you and Jason connect? connected. Can you go more in depth regarding that? I'm not sure I can go more in depth other than our thoughts align perfectly on occasion as if it's a single thought shared between, we can't even say two people when it happens. One person, if that makes sense. I think when you try to describe when something mysterious, mystical, magical happens, it sort of loses a bit. That's why I said it's kind of hard to say. But it's not even two people having the same thought, it's one thought shared. I think is the best that I can describe it. Poor man is still a bit sore. Burpees were a struggle yesterday. Yeah, I bet, on a big session like that. Man, after I hit my 1,000 days of burpees, I'm considering going back to Pavel routine, simple and sinister, doing get-ups and swings exclusively, although I might throw in dips and chins 1 or 2 days a week and maybe warm up with burpees to keep my little streak alive. Wife says, did you happen to discern if B would yield an impact from Jace? I have not yet. I do not know if you still wish for a reminder since the call yesterday. Hey, Jace, let me read his comment real quick. Abbas, he says to Abbas, we have the same thoughts. I could type something and Eric says it as it's typed. Happened many times. Absolutely. Jace, we were wondering, as you're a little bit closer to Bumblebee T, if you knew of anyone that could act as an advocate for her, because she's been in the hospital for quite some time, over a month, I believe, and doesn't seem as she is being treated the way she should be, that optimizes her healing. And the way it looks is that who knows how much longer she's going to be there, but she wants to heal. She can't get a good night's sleep. Things don't seem to be arranged to allow that healing to take place. And we thought if there was someone who could even call, relatively close, that they could advocate for her and say, hey, look, this is what she needs. What can we do to get it? So if you know anyone who would fit that bill. Let's see. Timo says, well, MH, for my videos, has used a powerful MacBook Pro M3 Max. And for editing, I use DaVinci Resolve Studio version. Was included with the editor keyboard from Blackmagic, the free version to 95s. Man, that's the language of an artist right there. Same as the studio version, and I use a different software for the 360 cam to adjust the angle of view in 4K. Amazing. Jesse says, and there's more principles should be taken as guidance. It's the same as the beginning of yoga. It has what they call the yamas and niyamas, which are the ethical precepts for the practice of yoga. If you're not practicing the precepts, you're not truly practicing yoga. You're simply stretching, working out, which is fine, but it's not really yoga. Because choice is always up to you. Jay says, Timo is running now. Yep, he is running for me as well. Where do we have him? We have from Excel to Thorn, Thun. It's a hour 32 16-second video. I am on an hour and 3 seconds, or 3 minutes. Up next is a short video, a couple short videos, but then we'll get back to the long ones again. The whole playlist is up. William says, "Oh, sweet, thank you. I definitely believe I used the free version, as it works for Linux OS. I do not do much with it, but very neat. I like when I'm able to pan around the 360 view." Let's see. Wolf says the very first religion, if you want to call it that, was the one Adam and Eve practiced. It's a good point. And I'm not sure we could actually call it a religion because there was no concept of religion itself. Remember, religion is just a thought, it's a concept. Adam and Eve weren't even practicing, they were living. They were living examples of being at one within the Garden of Eden. William says he watched everything that was not archived lives on Optimov's channel. I built a queue of my end, 50 previous lives to watch now. Nice. Man, I'm really thinking, I'm hoping Sunday. Sunday will be a huge day. There'll be the celebration of Burpee Reaper being the newest Spartan champ, Spartan warrior. There's the premiere from Optimob, and man, let's hope, because we can do it, guys. There will be the celebration of 4,000 watch hours. Poor man says, Yogi, I noticed after not going to a standard gym for over a year, I was able to put a crazy amount of work in just having high cardio LVL from doing burpees. Yeah, and I mean, that type of cardio with burpees, it develops work capacity. So much can burpees, extra push-ups, maybe some chins, some squats. You're good to go. I keep thinking I'd like to run a 25K, maybe even a 50K, just with my burpees training, not doing anything extra that I'm doing now, and seeing how it goes. Jay says, cardio is key, poor man. Absolutely. Sabine says, thank you, William. Poor man says, yeah, Jace, no need to rest between sets. Really good times. We have some very strange ideas of good times, don't we? Poor man's idea of good time is lifting 100 and 200 pound sandbag and walking with it. We definitely have some, I'm right with you guys. We have some strange ideas of what a good time is. Jay says, poor man, it's how I've done my transformation in 17 weeks, all work. It's an amazing transformation. And you guys can see it all documented. 17 weeks. It's really amazing. You look, you watch Jace now and you sort of take that level of fitness and his physique for granted. And you forget it wasn't always that way. The same with, you look at the legendary Burpee Reaper, Mr. Five Pump. He can do it all. Shot callers whenever he wants, the Holy Grail whenever he wants. But he started out in January 30 plus pounds overweight. No physique to speak of. None. Absolutely none. Plus he was also injured. And what's it been? 8 months? Less than 8 months. Totally transformed himself. Not only that, he does it every year. And it gets harder. MF Dreadson's here. Hello, my friend. Let's see. Anna Greek says, you have a video where you say Navy SEAL workout. Were you in the U.S. Army? I wasn't. Yeah, it's the name of an exercise. I don't actually know if Navy SEALs actually do that. But it's a great exercise. Milka, my person, my significant person, She was in the Air Force for 23 and a half years. Foreman says, felt like a DD machine, able to train so efficiently. Yeah, people probably thought that you were, a long-term gym member, putting in the work that you did. Yep, William says Navy SEAL is the name of the exercise. Yep. And the Greek says U.S. Army rocks. They have the best food of the world. I hadn't thought of that. They do have to feed their people, Jay says, Venus, a pleasure. The military did all right by Milka. They gave her a career, gave her an education, supported her family when she desperately needed it. William says his ex-wife Milka is 23 years retired, veteran Phil. Absolutely. Thank you for that, William. All right, I'm going to go down to the bottom and catch up. William H. says the Rapid Reaper is a great example. He resets every year with a dirty bulk or a seasonal reset and works out to get into shape to show others it's possible. That's what he does. Dredson says, William, feeling fine. Got some time outside today, soaking up the sun. Nice. Poor man says, congrats on that, Jace. Yeah, an amazing transformation in 17 weeks. Glad you had a good day, Dredson. Let's see. Wolf says, Yogi, that's correct. However, isn't by living our faith the truest form of religion? Absolutely. Absolutely agree. And I am committed to doing that. I even thought about making a video talking about my radical declaration, my radical life, that my greatest wish right now is to just keep surrendering and surrendering and surrendering and living completely from my heart, living a life of surrender, forgiveness, and equanimity. Extending love in every possible situation that I'm capable of extending love. And if I catch myself when I am projecting fear, then I love myself back to the extension of love. Jace is ex-Army also. Not just ex-Army. He used to carry that heavy pack. How heavy was he packed, Jace? One mate says, I think Air Force Master Sergeant. Yep. Master Sergeant, retired Mocha. One says, I love the grooms, crave country bread, pass on meat. What country are you in, Auntie? Eric Lapointe, how are you? Hey, Eric, I'm sorry I missed your live stream yesterday. And a Greek says he's in Greece. And a Greek says, are you Greek Orthodox? I had a friend that was Greek Orthodox, and he said that Greek Orthodox was the only religion, the only means of Christianity, and that everyone gets one chance to turn to that faith, and if you blow it for good. Eddie Greek, what don't you like about your country? It has beautiful history. Roy says, speaking of Lewis, he has a Spartan event tomorrow in California, 10K run, 25 obstacles. Yes, he does. It's going to be big. Laradox is back. Poor man says, the point, Laradox gets a wave. Warren says, slow to the point. Welcome in, sir. How are you in the Christmas tree farm today? Wolf says, Yogi, have Master Sergeant retired? Check to make sure, but my nephew passes this passed his education benefits to his daughter. I think Mocha has been using all of hers, but she has um, been paying for an educated pay plan for Anika, my stepdaughter, since birth, and it's being used now. She is in school right now doing studying animation, I believe. Wolf says, hi, it's Eric Lapointe. Yeah, Mocha's using the last of her GI Bill to American Sign Language. 180-pound plus pack. Can you imagine carrying that? I've done rucks with, well, I've carried 100 plus backpacking. I've done casual rucking as I was training for. Rucking's such a great exercise. Might be all you need. Rucking and push-ups. Occasionally going up to 100, but mostly doing like 40. I don't know if you're not, like, if you just want good exercise. For guys, I don't know if you ever have to go over 25 or 30. Unless you're doing something extreme. William says, X Jace, that is a heavy ruck. My kit never exceeded 75 pounds. Jace says, William, I never carried a standard pack. Extra standard. Extra standard. Timo says, Veradox, why did you bomb the live stream from Kendra today with your link dropping? She said, explicit, don't do it. I see more than you can expect. That is a shame to hear. Eric Point says the farm is great. I'm sorry to hear that happen, Timo. Without judgment, hopefully, it sometimes appears that the lesson is only learned for the duration of getting called out for it. And then it's back to the same behavior. The shame is of course, you can get subscribers, you can gain some subscribers, but you don't make friends. You don't make a community doing that. I would trade every single one of my subscribers for I got 13 people on the live stream. Community, 12. Someone heard me say that and they've immediately logged off just to prove me wrong. It's probably Eric Lapointe. I bet it was. I would trade every subscriber I have for a community of, so it doesn't even have to be like-minded people. It has to be a like-hearted people that we're all in it together. So again, I'm sorry to hear that. Eric Point says, Jace, sounds like there was a guy hidden in your pack. It was probably another soldier getting a free ride. Figured, hey, Jace is strong enough, he won't even notice. Tima says, that's why you are... Oh, Sabine says, yep, she did stop her live stream after that. It's just a shame. That's why you're blocked from the Optimob channel. And if you truly want to grow your channel, if you're blocked from a channel, if you're blocked from the possibility of gaining more subscribers from Optimob, you failed in your mission. You gotta respect other people's wishes. Jason says, Eric Lapointe, there was a task to carry an injured guy 300 yards. He weighed 300 pounds. I got him there. Wow. Timo says, it's okay, Eric. Well, the shame is I really like Lyridox, and I see the capability of the person that he is. I know he's young. What young person always lives up to the potential? But sometimes it seems the lack of effort. But it's not for me to say. You know what I mean? William says, good to hear the point. Hope your family are doing well. I think I need to sub again. I do not see you on my feed anymore. I've been wondering how that happens. Jay said he carried more than one. More than one 300-pound person? I would think one 300-pound person would be enough. Oak Point says, yeah, William, I just subbed to you again. Anna Greek says, the first book I read in life was Uncle Tom's Cabin. I was 9. Wow. Man, that's a heavy pick for 9 years old. I think the first book I ever read solely on myself, and I had already heard it probably 100 times from my mom reading it to me, was Huckleberry Finn. And I have the copy that my mom was given for Christmas in 1941, I believe, on my shelf over here. And that's the copy that she read to her young cousins. And it's the copy she read to me. It's the copy she gave to me. And it's the first copy that I read. And I've had it ever since. If someone would say, what's your favorite book? Not necessarily meaning my favorite story, but my favorite book, it would have to be that because of the connection to it. William says, I don't think he's even here anymore. Yeah, probably not. William says, I did, forgive me the point. I would like to see more Homestead stuff when you guys do more good videos. Yep. William Downey's here. Bill, how are you? Good day, Yogi. How goes it, everyone? It's good, Bill. How are you? William William H says, Lara dropped in to get noticed and then dipped when not noticed. I saw him ask last night as basically first message to be shouted out again, but always leaves afterwards. This is true, unfortunately. Bill says, hello to Eric Lapointe and to Timo and to Poker. Oh, I'm sorry, poor man. William says, welcome, Bill. Have you been practicing guitar? We talked about that a bit yesterday. And he was saying like 20 to 30 minutes every day, which is awesome. Bill's working and doing great. Nice. Let's see. Clam. Clam says hi. Hey, Clam, how are you? Tima says, William Bounty, that sounds awesome. That you're doing great. Ash says, hi, Yogi. Sorry that I'm late. Not a problem. I always tell people, you're never late. You showed up exactly when you were supposed to show up. Appreciate you being here. Poor man says, taking a buddy to gym early Saturday. Drinks too much beer and needs to get back in shape. Hope I can help get him back on track. Oh, man, you certainly can. 100%. Just by being you. Just by the example that you set. Bill says I have Rolly playing. Nice. Playing is going slow, but it's going. Oh, I have Willie. Now I see it. I have Willie playing, which would be good because I love Willie Nelson. Let's see. Anna Greek says something irrelevant. When you start fasting the day before, eat melon. The best food for a colon cleanser. Hey, that's really good advice. I had not thought of that. So definitely not irrelevant. For those that fast, really important. And I know lots of people have talked of or have considered fasting. So thanks, Anna Greek. Jace is waving a dash. Saying hi to William. Let's see. Wolf says, now Jace, if he was up to the up in the chat, we would think that something was wrong. It couldn't be me if I was up on the chat. Okay, now I got it. I missed Jace's comment up above. I've prayed for 4 days now that Eric will keep up with the chat. Am I doing it wrong? I don't know. Let's switch things around. One day pray to Krishna, the next day pray to Jesus, the next day pray to Buddha, and we'll see which one helps me. You know what? You might need to pray to all of them, because so far praying to one hasn't been working. So I think we need to pray to all of them at once. The problem is, you know what? I'm gonna let myself off the hook. The problem isn't me, guys. The problem is you. You guys are too interesting that I gotta read every comment that I'm able to and then offer something in return, and that I find it fascinating, so I go off on these long discourses. If you guys weren't so interesting, I'd be caught up. I would just be reading things and nodding my head and going on. So hey, guys, accept some responsibility. Anna Greek says avoid coffee, which dehydrates you. Excellent point. William says, poor man, that's good news. I think that is a huge step. The hardest part is getting started. It is, and it helps having somebody with you. It helps having someone experienced with you. William says, sorry, Yogi, I am Willie. Got it. All right, duty calls for William Downey. Be safe, my friend. Poor man said that's a great point. That's how I felt when I got to hear Reaper, Leo, etc. Very inspiring. Definitely. Wolf says blessings to William. Be safe, Bill. See you later, says William H. Jay says, wait for it. All right. We got some laughing emojis from Jace. Wolf says I have to run myself. Blessings to everyone. Thank you, Wolf. Send my love, please. Give my love, please, to Barb. From all of us. Poor man says, William H. I hope I can. Dude, it's an dude is an absolute beast of a construction worker. If he can apply it to fitness. Jason says, just read, Eric. Just read. I'm on it. William says, we can inspire most by our actions. Just be you, poor man. Absolutely. Take care, Wolf. Hope you and Barb are a good day. And just like that, I'm caught up. Every time I do that and I take a moment to gloat, the live stream takes off again and I find myself more behind than I was before. Just goes to show you, never gloat. Doesn't serve a purpose. All right. It makes me feel good. Linda's here. Linda, my friend, how are you? Linda waves to Jace. Let's see. Anna Greek says, Yogi, in case you don't eat meat and eggs, switch to fish and seafood for complete protein, B12 vitamins, and iron. Yep, I don't eat fish or seafood either. 100% plant-based. Anna Greek says Mediterranean diet is plants, fish, and seafood, which is a healthy way of eating, and not just Mediterranean. Quite a bit of the Far East too. Japanese diet, traditional Japanese, traditional Korean, traditional Chinese, much the same. William says, yikes, seafood has bioaccumulant of mercury and hard metals. Yeah, and then if you go with farm raised, it has its own issues as well. Then it says she's good. Thank you for asking. You're welcome, my friend. William says they get protein from legumes, lentils, split peas. Surprised how wildly good split peas are, by the way. Eric Point says, I heard not sardines. Hey, Eric, why would that be? Something about their sardines themselves? Anna Greek says, sardines have a lot of omega-3. My dad loved sardines. Roy says, did that mean split pears? I thought so. More than salmon. Which is good, probably, with sardines being smaller. So you would eat a little less. If I recall correctly, the last non-vegan thing I ever ate was salmon. Jay says, Zena loves sardines. I saw you, I saw the video of you feeding her sardines. Anna Greek says, sardines with onions and olive oil. William says, I would love to watch a short on that. Jace, yep, he has one up, William. William says, I also avoid most oils. I avoid every oil except for coconut oil that I don't ingest. I do the oil swishing. It's called oil pulling. It's an Ayurvedic principle of swishing the oil in your mouth, and it does two things. It cleanses the mouth, and it replenishes the good bacteria that we scrape away as we're scraping away the bad bacteria when we do our tongue scraping. You told me you're not doing tongue scraping? Well, then I say, what are you waiting for, my friends? Everyone should scrape their tongues with a tongue scraper that you can get at Walgreens. I got mine at Amazon because it is stainless steel, meaning it's naturally antibiotic. It's coconut oil MCT. The MTC, sorry, is I think it might be derived from coconut, but it is a different type of oil. It is a fat that cannot be stored as fat, but only used as energy. I used to take several teaspoons of it a day when I was lifting hard and trying to put on muscle. For one, it's a good source of energy, as I said, and the fact that it can't be stored as fat. It would probably be really good to use in ultra running. I had never thought about it until now when I'm not doing ultra running. Imagine that. It would be good because it's 120 calories per tablespoon, as is every oil across the board. Olive oil, sesame seed oil, maybe give or take a calorie, but every tablespoon is 120, which is why it's not great for weight loss, because you get 120 calories of pure fat, but it doesn't fill you up. Versus if you eat tons of plants, low calories, but it fills you up. Linda says, Yogi, I'm curious. Could you give like a sample of a meal that you eat in a day? Definitely. 1 second. Eric Point says, not sure, heard a guy say it today. Must be the diet. Usually bottom feeders have all bad stuff in them. and tasted the best. That makes sense. Although it makes me wonder. Jay says use a tablespoon for the tongue. Yeah, that could work. It's not as fancy. It's not as yogic. you know. So for a poser like me, I gotta use the tool for the job. So, all right. My first meal lately has been about 7 in the morning, and it is about a 15 to 16 hour fast. I used to fast 18 to 22 hours a day. It's good for you in a lot of ways, but it also caused me some trouble. Because I was ultra running and lifting, and I needed to take in a ton of calories to replenish that I couldn't take in that short period of time, and it caused some digestive issues that took me over a year to correct. So you do something for health, and if you not being mindful of how it's approached, then you can cause other concerns. So always look at the whole picture. My first meal is always oatmeal, and I consider it prahad. Prahad is a Sanskrit term for love. I prepare it with love. I try to prepare all my meals with love, but I love preparing oatmeal with love because just the wholesomeness of oatmeal. And it is about 200 calories of oatmeal mixed in with 1 to 2 dates and a tablespoon of flaxseed, actual flaxseed, not flaxseed oil, a little bit of preserves to prevent dryness, and usually with a hint of cinnamon, 2 bananas, and blueberries on top. I might have that same meal as my last thing in the evening, but I might use strawberries instead of blueberries. The only difference. And I have that with an apple. Now, I actually break my fast with a cup of coffee. And then 2, maybe 3 hours later, after my workout, my large meal of the day. So it's still 10:30, sometimes 11 o'clock when I'm having my actual dinner. So guys, you think people showing up for the early bird special at your local diner is bad? Those guys are slackers as far as I'm concerned. I'm having my dinner at 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's not actually dinner, but it's better to have your largest meal earlier in the day. They say, eat breakfast like royalty, eat your lunch like you're a king, and then eat like a pauper for the rest of the day. My main meal is, and it always is, don't judge me, I eat the same thing every day. Might vary a little bit. Mocha might talk me into going out pancakes on a Sunday. But it's the same thing. Not because I'm boring. All right, it's because I'm boring. Lentils with rice, brown rice, or sometimes barley, or sometimes quinoa, and diced up potato cooked in my slow cooker. My, what are they called? It's not a crock pot. Instapot. But a lot. Usually about a cup of lentils, which is a whole lot of lentils, and about half a cup of rice, but it cooks up to more actually. 1 potato, usually red potatoes, is slightly more nutritious. And then for dessert, I have a banana. Sometimes I have, you ever seen the little Belvita bars? They're vegan. They're whole grain bars. If I'm feeling like I need extra calories, I'll have one of those. And then my last meal of the day is a large salad, usually with a diced up apple. I'll have another but smaller bowl of oatmeal, and I will have a piece of Ezekiel toast. That's it, every day. Sarah Brady, how are you? Sorry I did not welcome you in. Anna Greek says, avoid alcohol. Even a cup of beer damages liver. I have avoided it every day for 25 years. Anna Greek says, I love tahini, sesame paste. You know what? Every once in a while, I used to put that in my meal. It's been a while though. It's good for you. Jay says, here's Greek. Poor man says, eat a lot of butter, sometimes pig fat. Need it to maintain strength. Are you doing mostly like a carnivore diet? So again, Sarah, I apologize. I didn't get a chance to greet you when you came in. Anna Greek says, intermittent fasting accumulates fat in the belly. Better to eat small meals more times a day. Never really had a belly when I was intermittent fasting. And of course, I'm basically intermittent fasting now. Anna Greek says, oatmeal with extra beta glucans. That I'm not familiar with, Anna Greek. I'm going to look that up. Thanks for putting that out there. Sarah says, load Optimum. Mix it with honey. Nice. I don't eat honey. I'm not opposed to eating honey. Sarah says, Jace, long time. Jace says, Anna Greek, you have to realize metabolic rates vary in everyone. Diets are individual. I would agree with that. Anna Greek says, blueberries are good for vision. Blueberries are a true superfood. Everyone should get a serving of, and a serving should be at least a quarter cup, if not more, blueberries every day. Your life will change if you eat blueberries. For the better. Sarah says she's busy, but now I'm here. Well, I appreciate that. Let's see. Sarah says, new video, guys. Let me bring up Sarah's channel. So here's a question I have. Why isn't Sarah? Give me a second, guys. Why isn't Sarah a moderator? And I just fixed that. So now it's easier for Sarah to subscribe to other people and for people to subscribe to Sarah. She has a new video up. I hope you guys check it out. Jesse says, have a great day, people. Switch and focus. Love and peace. Love and peace to you, my friend. Jay says, Jesse, be blessed. Optimop says, bye to Jesse. Oh, you know what? I should mention. Poor man says, been taking whey and creatine daily here lately. I think everyone should take creatine. I take creatine. Not just for power and maintaining muscle. It's also very good for the brain. It's probably the most studied supplement of the last 30 years. So to add to my diet, I do have 1 cup of coffee a day, reduced from countless cups of coffee a day, but now it's only 1. It's at 4 o'clock in the morning as I'm writing. And I really enjoy it. I love having just 1 cup a day because it turns it from something I drink into something sacred. The whole process of making that cup of coffee. Jay says, poor man, I stopped all supplements. You really don't need them. How you're working is the key. Sarah says, thank you for the jacket. You're welcome. Yeah, you know what? I should have done it before. I apologize. Oh, I should also mention that in my lentils and potatoes, I have it over a bed of steamed broccoli and kale. And I should have also mentioned, I have walnuts in my oatmeal. And I have almonds and one Brazil nut. You can think of Brazil nut as a supplement. Brazil nut will balance your hormones. It'll give you all the selenium you need. You only need one Brazil nut, which is good because Brazil nuts can be expensive. But with one a day, hey, I'm eating like a king. Opinion on dried, roasted. I always have trouble with this. Enamins. And that's probably wrong. It's a good way of getting them in. A good way of getting them in might be better ways. You could steam them. So, yeah, one says also what kind of nuts and seeds do you consume, Yogi? Well, the flaxseed in my oatmeal as well as in my mixing with my lentils. So 2 tablespoons of flaxseed a day. And I have, man, all right. Everyone knows I'm weird, right? Everyone knows that I'm a weird vegan, that I'm odd. I count my almonds. I have, Optimob is leaving. Well, take care, my friend. Appreciate the time spent here. I have 12 almonds a day. I don't count my walnuts. I don't know why. I get a handful of walnuts, but I count my almonds. Oh, let's see. Timo says I'm in the back, but not listening anymore. Just when Sue is here. Hey, Sue. Hey, Sue, it was so great hearing you laughing with the squirrels. Let's see. Eric Point says, I heard venison has natural creatine in it. Well, all red meat has natural creatine in it. I don't know if it has more. It wouldn't surprise me if it does. Poor man says creatine is said to help with depression. I read. I haven't read that, but I have read it. It's very good for the brain. Eric Lapointe, I'm going to have to look that up. Poor man says, Eric, do you deer hunt? Do you deer hunt, Eric Lapointe? I have in the past. I wouldn't any longer. I'm not against people who hunt. If you're going to get meat, I think that is the best way to get meat. If you are not a hunter, if you don't get your meat by hunting, the next best way is to take it from a friend who is a hunter. And then if that doesn't work, you should be a vegan. If you're not sneaky enough to take meat from a friend, then you should most definitely be a vegan. Obviously, I wasn't sneaky enough. So again, we're going to say goodbye to our friend Timo. So Sarah says, new video, guys, support. Absolutely. If you guys get the opportunity, please support our friend Sarah. Linda said goodbye to Optimob. Eric Lapointe says, yes, I do, poor man. Hey, Eric Lapointe, what do you use? I have a deer rifle that belonged to my father that originally was an military, 1898 30-40 Craig. And they has the original peep sight still. The barrel was cut down to make it into a deer rifle. My dad used it forever, handed it down to me. I shot it a few times, and man, does that thing have a kick. Surprised, it was used in the Spanish-American War. I'm surprised we won that war, because if I had to shoot that rifle every single day, if I had to shoot it at an enemy, I'd be like, man, this is going to hurt me as much as you. I don't want to shoot you. Let's be friends. I might even surrender. People are like, man, do you practice non-harming? Ahimsa, which means non-harming, because of your yogic beliefs? And the answer is no, because it really hurts to shoot a rifle. um, that's my excuse, at least. Ahimsa, by the way, does not mean pacifism. I'm not a pacifist. Gandhi practiced ahimsa. Martin Luther King practiced ahimsa, and you certainly can't call those two pacifist. They were active. They were nothing about their lives was passive. Sue says they were really acting up last night. Could have gotten a couple hours of them flipping around. I could tell by you laughing how much fun you were having. Sarah says, Eric, hello. Jay says, Eric Lapointe, I went to the butcher's for 2 legs of venison. He said it was deer. That's why you paid so much for it. Poor man says, 3040 Craig, nice yogi. My buddy has one. It was state of the art during the late 1800s. It absolutely was. Old action, like I said, original peep sight. Wasn't that long ago. I gave it to a friend who wanted to shoot it, and he used it for a while. I left it with my family in Pennsylvania so they could hunt with it. And then it just made its way to me one way or the other again. Nightwatcher of the Rebirth says, was Flo here? She was not. How you doing, Nightwatcher? Hey, Eric Lapointe. Nightwatcher has been picking up your slack. At the end of every live stream, when you're not here, he picks up the Eric Lapointe slack and says, another great live stream, Yogi. And that's when we know it's the end. Eric Lapointe says he uses 12 gauge, 30-30, and a crossbow. Wow. So I'm assuming 12 gauge with a slug, lever action 30-30, and I have never shot a crossbow. Eric Point says, nice, Nightwatcher. Nightwatcher, why do you say good? That flower wasn't here. So, let's see, guys. Maybe 5 more minutes, and I think, there he is, Burpee Reaper. I was just about to check on you. Tomorrow is the big day for Burpee Reaper. I see that our friend Two Cap did his 5 pumps for 5 pump Friday. I'm gonna have to make sure to check that out. I did 5 pumps as well. I was not pleased about doing that, but again, as declared by the Burpee Reaper, it's 5 pump Friday. Sue says, it was finally clear enough last night that I could get a shot of the moon starting to rise and post it on my community page. Nice. I will be there to check it out. I just brought your channel up so I can make sure to look when we're done the live stream. Oh, okay. Nightwatcher says, no, I meant good as in I am doing good. Not that flower not being here is good. Gotcha. Poor man says, good luck tomorrow. Reaper, definitely good luck. Reaper says, did you see my intro? I didn't see your intro. I hit the notification, but I didn't get a notification. Let me bring Reaper's channel up. So, man, I missed it. I apologize, Reaper. But I have you up, and I'll be watching it. Let's see. Eric Point says, Jace, the French gave all the meat new names to sound fancy. Pork, beef, lamb, and so on. I'm not fond of French food. They also made everything cream-based to avoid tainted meat. As if using tainted cream would make the tainted meat taste any better. Probably not. Reaper says, well, I'd really like to know what you think. I'm going to end the live stream in just a few minutes, and I'm going to have Reaper up to watch. I apologize for not being there live, but I'll definitely let you know. Poor Man says, have a great day. Blessed day, everyone. Eric Point says, I know what's coming. Who's going to say it first? Reaper says the point. Reaper says, appreciate that. Sue says, good day, poor man. Reaper says, it's a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, Now Watcher says, oh my God, the most incredible online drawing course by Stan. I'm not even going to bother to pronounce it. $150, which is crazy. Do you think beginner artists make that much money? Another great live, American Point. He beat the Night Watchers to it. Hey, Night Watcher, if you're interested in taking it, let me know. I'll help you out. Sue says, I posted a video of 4 vultures circling in the sky and added the music. It's a family affair. Sly and the Family Stone. I got Reaper up and I got Sue up. And that's going to be as having my last meal. I'm going to check out both. I also want to catch up with Eric LaPointe's live stream. I'm sorry that I actually missed it live. Not what you says, no, Yogi, no need to do that. Hey, you know what? I think of it as an investment in an artist. And you know what, Night Watcher? You have certainly invested in my channel with your attention, with your time, helping me with watch hours. So it's a way of giving back to those who have given me so much. Consider it. Now Watcher says, also I didn't say it because Eric LP is here. The circle is complete. Just when Sue says, have a great day, everyone. You too, Sue. I'm going to catch up on my Just One Sue shorts. Guys, are you getting a slice of the Susquehanna River? You can do it. Just One Sue. Beautiful channel. I love all of her nature shorts. All right. It was a great live stream. Thank you for that closing, Eric Lapointe. And thank you for being one of the ones that made it such a great live stream. Every single one of you guys. Sometimes I attempt to go through name by name, but two things. There was a lot of names here, and I got to go to the bathroom. Full disclosure. So we're just going to say goodbye. I'm going to see everyone now. Skedaddle little babies. Says great live. Sarah says thank you so much, guys. Absolutely, Sarah. Oh, I got Sarah up as well. I want to watch her new video. So make sure you check it out. Support each other, guys. It's important to all of us, however you can. I'm going to say one last thing. Night Watcher. Man, I'd love to see you start a channel. I think you could get monetized. I know you have a channel, but putting out original content of your drawing, and I think it can be monetized in no time. And it's a good way to make money for art classes and pencils and notebooks, stuff like that. Just a thought. Sarah says connect with each other, guys. Absolutely. Thanks, guys. I'll see everyone later. Hey, I'll be back in like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, if you haven't had enough. And we'll keep talking about stuff. So, salute.